Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be looking at how we can use the FFD function in 3ds Max and Turbosmooth. So to begin, I'm going to start by creating some basic rectangular shapes intersecting one another, and then I'm going to boolean them, and I'm just going to add operands and select the other two rectangles, and they're just going to be a union. Now that that's done, I'm going to go back into the modifier list and I'm going to select FFD 4x4x4, which just means that we're going to have 64 control points across the whole object that can be manipulated. So if I select these top points up here and then move them up, I can stretch the whole object up based on those points that I've selected. If I select them on the side and do the same thing, we're going to stretch it out from those points as well. And you can then also select the Select and Non-Scale Uniform tool, which will stretch out and distort the shape based on the control points that you've selected. So we're going to distort the top part of this shape, and then we're going to do it on the sides as well, and we're just going to play around with these control points until we get a really obscure sharp shape. The sharper the shape that we achieve in this FFD manipulation stage, the better we'll be able to show the effect of the Turbosmooth on this shape. So we'll keep stretching out individual control points to be able to get that sharpness effect. What you can do is you can actually select individual points themselves. So what we'll do is we will grab a corner point, maybe not that one, we'll grab another corner point up the top and stretch that up, and then that'll start to distort upwards. And then we'll do it to the bottom as well and stretch it all the way out. Now that we've got our shape, we'll modify with Turbosmooth, and you can see the shape has been completely smoothed out with an iteration of 1 under the parameters. So while it is quite smooth, it can be a lot smoother. So we'll up the iterations one by one, and where you'll be able to see it is on this sharp edge the most. You can see the fragments, and the higher we iterate it, the smoother it gets. So I'm going to stop at 5 because the more edges you put, the slower your computer will perform, and we don't want to crash 3ds Max. If I turn the edge lines off, you can see how fluid the form is now that it is in that Turbosmooth form. As you can see, the higher I make the iterations, the sharper the shape gets. There's more edges and less faces, and then the higher I put the iterations, the more faces there are, the smoother it is. So those are some basic ways to use the FFD functions and Turbosmooth, and how you can really create a nice solid fluid shape with that tool.